The onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here. As it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Play action, now it's Daniels. And he finds a man with a crossing route. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
19 Tiger.
Now Daniels. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now a 2nd and 10. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. This defense for the Niners, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Now Daniels going to keep it. He's got his target. That's complete. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Come on. Hey. Hawk 70.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Even though it's the opening drive of the game, he wasn't shy about taking off and running with the football, even knowing the defense is definitely going to take their shots at him. And that's exactly what they did. He better learn to slide, otherwise he won't be around to finish this one.
Now a toss left for Pacheco. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Isaiah Pacheco. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the TD, here's Carpenter on to kick it away. A beautiful fake. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Here we go. Black 40. Set.
Throwing to start the drive. Langford. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll make it second down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
2nd and 4. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. You look at this Steeler defense. They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it, he would admit there's definitely room to improve.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. It's out, it's loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return will stop right around the 25. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
Get up. 70 Lions.
They'll run here with Pacheco. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Throwing now is Daniels. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Let's go now. 70 Timberwolves. Say, hey.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
A loss of 2 yards. It's now 4th and goal.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
On the double.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they are over 500 for the season, 4-3. They got back above 500 with a victory last week. And, Charles, you think this is a very important week for them, do you not?
I certainly do, because when you start to do the math, and yes, I'm using my fingers to count, if you're 4-4 at the midway point, let's say you're saying 10 wins is your cutoff line for a playoff berth, it's usually right around that number. A loss here, all of a sudden you've got to go 6-2 down the stretch just to reach 10 wins. That means this game is vital.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Black 40.
Back to throw. Langford. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Roman. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So still 14 yards to go. Second down.
Fight, 97. Yellow, 43. Check.
Up the middle they go. Stokes. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 59 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Ready?
Operating from the gun, Langford. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Ready. 60 red. 60 red. 6. Hut.
Off play action. Langford. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
Here we go. Shot. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Here's Daniels. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that'll be incomplete with a penalty flag here on the field. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that thing go. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Look at 19. Hurt.
Daniels looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 47 yards. And that catch, he just hit number 800 in his NFL career.
And just think, that puts you in top 35 range all time in the NFL in terms of number of catches. One significant guy in that number, Shannon Sharp, who was a tight end. That's big-time play right there.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. To the air goes Daniels. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. And this offense on third down today, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be third and forever. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jaden Daniels, 29 yards. And the Steelers are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the TD, here's Carpenter on to kick it away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
On the double.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Ready. Black 40. Set.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Stokes. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Let's go now. Black 95.
Looking to throw. Langford. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to have the 1st down and more than that. And all the way up to the 37-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Here we go.
40-yard line.
19 Tiger.
To throw is Daniels. Fighting this, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
60 Eagles.
Back to throw. Daniels. Looking deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 42 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. He's got room to roam. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Okay, break. Lions.
Operating from the gun, Daniels. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there on the sack to bring up 2nd and goal.
The 1st and goal looked like things were set up nicely, and now all of a sudden on 2nd and goal, Charles, a big challenge ahead of them.
And you have to know when you're this close to the goal line, things are going to happen faster, so you've got to get the ball out quick. Not going to have much time in the pocket before the defenders bring pressure.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 at their 35-yard line.
32.
Throwing to start the drive. Langford. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready, ready. 50, green.
Back to throw. Langford. Quick hitch, complete. It's Roman. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
4 yards.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the second down and 6.
50-yard line.
Red, 38. Ready?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39.
10 at the 39-yard line.
Set. 52, blue. Ready.
And he's got this one complete to Stewart. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. 38 yards. And the 49ers get a bit closer. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun, Daniels. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Looking to throw. Daniels. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Let's go now. Black 40. Set, go.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here we go. 45. White. Ready.
Back to throw. Langford. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Hold it ready.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room. Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Panther 60. Panther 60.
Looking to throw. Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. And just shutting him off there. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Now Daniels going to keep it.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Ready.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
By no means certainly are they out of this contest. Two-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
2nd and 10.
Blue, 32. Watch out now. 50 Fury. Ready?
Up the middle they go. Stokes. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Yellow, 43. Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. Langford. That is caught. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Ready. 33. Yellow. Shot.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Set.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
Drill, 52.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Stokes. Now he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
60 red. 60 red. Hut, hut.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
When you see those RPOs run, you need the first man to attack and be a disruptor. And on that play, he closed down fast and helped knock it away.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Back to throw. Langford. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Off the play fake, Daniels. Open man, there's Darnell Washington.
First target, first catch, and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60. Go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Well, they go play action. Daniels. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And that's where you want to use your big tight end. Let him use his size and frame to go up and get the deep ball in the end zone. But that time, they couldn't connect.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Clark. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 36. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Here we go, here we go. 70 Timberwolves.
Give to Pacheco off the option. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Let's go now.
At the 37-yard line.
Cougar 19.
Looking to throw. Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll just get rid of it.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Come on, come on. Set. Viking 18. Ready.
And down to a knee. That's one way to call a play. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on 4th down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride the offense this go-around.
Ready. 33. Yellow. Set.
Here's a 2nd and 7. That's taken in by Stewart. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
50. Green.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short, because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the first down.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
10 black.
They'll try the left side. Whiting. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 37. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready. 60 red. 60 red.
Operating from the gun, Langford. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Come on, set, fight, 97, black 40.
Operating from the gun, Langford. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Blue, 32. Ready?
They'll try the left side. It's Stokes. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Ready.
Back to throw. Langford. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Niners are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Operating from the gun, Langford. And he rifles one incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Yellow, 22.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
Now Daniels going to keep it.
He finds his man, complete. That's Rhodes. First target, first catch, and a first down.
On the bootleg, it's Daniels.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think there he had to come off of his primary receiver in a big way, just trying to get it to a secondary guy, unable to get that play completed.
Checked down, but didn't even have enough time to do that. Incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now Daniels. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Play action, now it's Daniels.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Throwing now is Daniels.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Get it. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
In motion, the tight end.
Here's Daniels.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He had the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and that will keep this a 3-point game. Maybe an important 4th quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
Throwing to start the drive. Langford. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Following the fumble recovery, Daniels. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A big play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. The extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the TD, here's Carpenter on to kick it away. Shifts by him. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
33, yellow.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Come on, set. Yellow, 43. Ready?
On first down, it's Stokes. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ready. 50, green. Set, go.
Operating from the gun, Langford. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Stewart. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Steelers' 35-yard line.
Let's go. 45, White. Hut.
Looking to throw. Langford. Now he's going to step up and run. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
Here we go. 60 red. 60 red.
They go play action here on first down. He finds his man complete. It's Simon. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now 1st and goal.
Black 40. Set, hut.
They'll try to run this one in. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now 2nd down and a few inches.
Chalk, 17. Red, 38. Ready.
Operating from the gun, Langford. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. That one looks like he'll throw here. St. Brown making the catch on the out route. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the 1st down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. He'll get this out to Tootin. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Down to the 41. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. To the air goes Daniels. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
And if it wasn't over before, it is now. Looking for that one final 1st down. They got it and then some. And if they play things right from here on out, that should just about assure them a victory.
Let's go now. Viking 18. Ready.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win.
Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them this one is now planned.